right, everybody, so we need to get these garden boxes in and planted before it gets too hot. In Texas, we usually plant February through April. February was a wash because of the snow and everything that had to be fixed because of that. So now let's get to work getting the garden boxes in, planted, and growing. Can't get good help. It'll be put to the test once the garden boxes are in and it's tempting for the chickens. We'll see if it actually keeps them out or if it's going to need adjusting. But in the meantime, we got to get these garden boxes in. I have the lumber cut. First thing I have to do is cut down the old posts. I moved the fence out last summer and have just not had time to cut down the old posts. So we're going to cut down those old posts and then put the boxes together. This length of the house is about 23 feet, so I wanted to do two 10-foot by 4-foot boxes. Unfortunately, they didn't have the 10-foot long sections at the store. They only had 12s. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm doing one 12 by 4 and then one 8 by 4. So it's still 20 foot of garden box, and there still is going to be space in the middle. Just one box is a little bigger, one box is a little smaller. So I already cut the lumber, so we're just going to get them attached so that I can get some soil so we can get planting. But what I used 8 by 2s. So the 12-foot is the long ones. They're 4 foot this way. They are treated for ground contact, so they were a little bit pricier, but both boxes are now in. There's a space to walk between. It's not right against the fence because my automatic watering system will come in underneath. And this side does meet the fence over here. I'll just have to make sure I plant things that don't sprout across for the girls to get into. And you leave the gate open and they decide to come in. I lined them with fabric liner just around the edge, and that is so the dirt doesn't leak out since the ground isn't quite level. Then there is a layer of newspapers in this one. I still have to get some to put in here, but there's a layer of newspapers on the bottom. Then there is the raised bed soil. On top of that will go compost and then rough mulch that I'm gonna get. So this stump, as you can see, I have started trying to break it down. Gonna try and get it broken down a little bit more so that it is out of the way of the new boxes. There is a little bit elevated still right here and right here. But really, I wanted the box to come to about here anyways, so this will be okay because the other one will come there. So there's walking space, but for the most part, got it out pretty good with just the chainsaw on the end. All right, everyone, we have 4 of the 5 garden beds in and planted. The last one right now is a pile of mulch, so I have to move the pile in order to build that last bed. But it is April the 4th, so we've got most things in on time. We have a few mystery plants because my very sweet neighbor planted too many plants for her garden, so she gave me some that weren't labeled. So we're gonna see what grows from those. But the next thing on our project list besides the very last garden bed is that we're gonna build our automatic watering system. So stay tuned for the next video on that.